Hi and welcome. This is Angel Messages with Elena. How are you guys doing today? I am getting up the messages for this week, and of course, there's no such thing as not the perfect time. So the perfect time that I'm putting this up is today, and we want to go through April 15th through April 21st. And this will take us through Easter. We have Pluto that is going direct in Capricorn, which is my sign. Lots of changes, lots of karmic things that are coming. A lot of how I would say, if you made a plan with God, a contract with God, and you're not doing that, it's time to, God is calling in the contracts, okay? So for Mountain Monday, let me open up my book to see if there's any other messages. It's Moon Day. Oh boy, some people have been a little moody. So today is about using the chakras of the family through the throats, the connections, and the raid, the empowerment into our bodies. And we have 9 of action, which I call Mary and her little lambs. So this is a card that is about acknowledgement that you've been working so hard, and that you're creating things that you're going to cherish in your life, that you're going to share with others, that you have beloved or most loved relationships, amazing accomplishments of the heart and home. So just know that these treasures are being protected by your angelic spirit forces. Divine is protecting you. So if you're walking through life going, oh, I don't know what to do, Divine is protecting you. And how perfect is that once we understand that we are protected, that we need to protect our environment, or the wildlife that is around us as well. And we need to say a prayer of protection over them today. So the goddesses that are coming to the table, and the 9 of action is actually the month of sign to June is the goddess Juno, which is the goddess of household and home and of weddings. And also there's a flag day in there. So, was Monday the 15th a flag for you? Was there something that was brought to the table that is like an epiphany moment? Bridget. Now, her name means power, strength, virtue, which is all about the Kahil woman in Proverbs 31. She's about, this is the most opportune time to do creative things. And the things that I did, I made my own oracle decks, and I went to Walmart yesterday, and I actually printed them off. But that all sparked on Monday, and then Tuesday I couldn't wait to get into it. So February is assigned to Bridget, the creative spark. So this is all about, using your creative outlet to be more focused into divine intuition. And February is assigned to it. So we have 2 major things that goes on in February, which is Valentine's Day. It's love. To delve into love of your creative spark and doing your heart's desire. And then presidential leadership. This is like, whoo, top of the ladder. So we also have Danu, which is from the goddess Danan. She's a malevolent warrior. She's a goddess of art, skill, poetry, knowledge, and wisdom. And she also nurtured the remnant that was scattered. So the remnant that was scattered was Israel, the Celtics. So I will tell you more about what I believe about the ancient kings and queens back in Tara, the star of Ireland, because it's amazing. So she brings you assurance to trust and assure that everything is working out, and that whatever you're putting out there, for manifestations, for prayers, for protection, all these things are being answered, and to trust that. We have the month of March assigned to her, which is about being emerged, coming out, getting all the crud out of our life and focusing on our heart to bring us forward into our journey. And then we have Saraswati, as Sarah means princess, or the pure one, and Swati, it's like the sky falls into the sea and turns it into a pearl. This is kind of like how she is known to be. Is very beneficent. Somebody who is good and does generous good works for generous and good results back. So it's so perfect that her name is about mastery, and the 444, that your angels are with you and they're guiding you in your journey. So she calls upon, you're doing the creative spark, you're trusting, you're protecting over the animals, and now we need to do something that we have been putting off. So if you, or maybe you're continuing to do it, it could be music, it could be knowledge. This is a great time to get into the mastery of what your life is bringing to you, that the angels are guiding you, because we're moving into a different kind of an age, and where numbers and symbols and everything is going to change again. Everything is in the process of changing, and so we need to master into our skills, into our divine abilities, into art. Whatever. I created my own oracle deck, so it would take me into my new journey as leader. So whatever that is coming to the table, that is what is going to be called upon. So we need to get busy and get mastered at that. Okay, so Tuesday is about the faith day, it's Children's Day, it's the body day, it's temple day, and how sad it was that Notre Dame, which means our mother, or Our Lady, burnt down on Tuesday. Tuesday is a kahil, it's about the temple. So it's really interesting how that followed, but it was negative, and it's about Tuesday is about the chakra of love, and it's just like there was so much sadness. It was like completely opposite to April 16th. So, but what the angels want you to be reminded is to be open to success. So we see all of this really bad stuff going on around us, but this is a great time to even just be open. This is just like something of the past had to burn out. And that God doesn't save churches and buildings, okay? That was for a benchmark. That was a long time ago. And now God is going to be bringing something new to the table, all right? We need to be open to all the successes that divine is asking you to ask, right? So this is a card about divine guidance. That there is so many different priorities that are on the table, and that you're going to come out the winner no matter what. Allow others to shower you with gratitude, because you deserve it. So be gracious and be humble. Don't say that you don't deserve it, because you do. And this is a card about love and presidential, and love and leadership. So we want to continue to open with that. And it's a number 7 card. So it's guiding us into the path that will bring us the great, the best success. And then we have Ailing, the number 1 card. So she's all about leadership, adaptability, right? There's changes that are coming on. There's changes as like get used to not seeing this beautiful church in the middle of Paris anymore, that something is new. Now they're going to just look at the Eiffel Tower, that big and beautiful tower now. So the focus has been changed, and tower is about leadership as well, not just about knowledge. It's about leadership and adaptability. So this is a great time to be adaptable. Don't close your heart. You need to have it open. And January is assigned, that is the god of Janus, who can look to the past and look to the present. Stay in the present to look to the future. And you can do all these things at one time, but to be aware, to be here in our present body. Then we have Yi, which is the sun, right? She's a creative outlet. She's about, the action and about the illumination, that all these things are going to be coming to light, things that you're going to need to know as humanity, not just as a person, and how God is shifting us and moving it, and we need to be, ever so flowing with it, which is awesome because Mama Kocha came to the surface as well, and she's about water. So it's just like, even though there's great sadness, turn it around to be a great joy, because it's through the joy that we see all these things. But just as the pearl that was tossed, like the drop from the sky that falls into the sea, turns into this beautiful pearl, is that we're dropping into this water, and we're all being changed and acknowledged, and how precious it is to have pearls, because that shows our journey, it shows our hardship, but it shows how beautiful we are. So Yi is about December, is about all of our lights being shining, and how we need to be balanced so that people come to us as a complete person. And it's about the gift of the one who's coming, a woman, because there is an eve to the Christmas and an eve to the New Year. So we've been celebrating Eve and had no idea. And then Mama Kocha is about August. So this is, talking to somebody who knows what's going on, who sees all of these different signs, and the soothsayers that go out and they're like, okay, we see these signs and this is what's happening. This is what is coming to you, because everyone is just like, well, I don't know. I'm just doing what divine tells me. But the knowledge that somebody is here and is teaching, what these signs represent, and moving on. So, and then we moved into today as Wednesday, April 17th, and it's a 417. It's about transformation today, and it's about the Arch Day. It's about the Hump Day. It's about the divine that flows within us, and it's about bridging the gap, and that to know that this gap is now bridged. And we have the 9 of Abundance, which is the Ray Ray. We have two notes, which is Ray Ray, Ray Ray, Ray Ray. It's power, power. It's feel, feel. You don't want to be shut off. You want to be able to feel. So the 9 of Abundance is like, oh my goodness, we're enjoying life. And life is wonderful. We're doing all this hard work. And it's providing you with more peace and contentment today, that things are really working. And guess what? The month of December is assigned to this as well. So again, it's about all of our lights burning within us to bring into the one who is the balanced one, who's going to make all these beautiful changes. And then we have Ishtar. She is star. That is about communion. So fellowship. This is why we do the Lord's Supper in church, and that we have communion, that she's going to be bringing this communion to the surface. And this is also about June, which is the goddess of June, Juno, who, the wife of Jupiter, who is bringing everybody together, right? We're bringing into this unity and this wedding, and we're being brought together. And then we have Hera, and I'm going to say Hera is like the hero. She's about alliances, and that, while we're being brought together, that we're forming alliances. There's people who are going to stand on each other's behalf and be assertive and, be loving and kind, and show people how to forgive and how to love. And this is being brought to the table with the month of May. And May is about the goddess Maya, who's in the Pleiades. And she is the goddess that we ask permission for. We give her fruits. And she in turn tells us if we can do it or not. Nobody asks God, what to do. And once you ask, oh my gosh, so much information is brought to the table. Then we have Freya. Oh boy. This is about radical acceptance. This is just like, okay, I'm going to believe it no matter what. I'm just going to believe it because my spirit says yes. Okay, so, but we do so with discernment, okay? But this is radical acceptance, even for ourselves, and moving on into learning how to be a complete person. And then guess what? April's assigned to Freya. So this is her month, is the opening part, and how things is going to start to really grow once we get down into the truth of everything that is being brought to the surface. So then we have the 18th. The 18th is about living water. It's about walking in the blessing. It's again about the heart and the miracle. Miracle generation. Miracle generated. The God's power is being generated by the heart. And this is also Maundy Thursday, which many people believe that Jesus was taken out of the garden and going through the testing period, okay? So you may feel like you're being a little tested today. So just kind of be aware of that you're just walking into the energies that was led ahead. And then we have the 6 of action, and look at this. Even though it might not be a very good day, you're still being successful. It's like everything is a total success. When you put these around the horses, they're the winner. They're the ones that come out first. And it's like, well done. Heaven sends all these helpers and messengers to help you out, and to say yes to all of it. Don't turn it away. I've known somebody who said, oh, I wonder why nothing ever works for me. It's like, all these people get this and that, and I have to work so much. So I watched them during a couple of days, and it's like, he turned down a cup of coffee from someone who offered it. He turned down a tank full of gas because he said he didn't need it. And he turned down something for his family. He turned down 3 blessings. Because it says we could be humble, but we could still receive the blessings as long as there's nothing attached that we have to do something that's, give my life or something. But the humble is not the same thing as vain and arrogance. You can still receive. When you turn off the reception, then how is God and the divine, how is the angels going to give you these gifts when they're like, they're just going to decline it anyway? So say yes. Say yes to that cup of coffee. Say yes for someone to purchase your gas. Even if you have a pocket full of money, this is how the universe blessing you. So don't turn it down. So then we have Benzai. Her card is about beauty. Benzai 10. And I like that because of the power of the 10. And looking at everything that within us that is beautiful and lovely. And if there's something that's in there that's like really crud, it's time to work it out. Don't suppress it. Don't hide it. It's time to work it out and to keep moving us forward. So it reminds me of Philippians 4:8, where it says, think on these things, think of what is lovely, what is beautiful. So there's parts of us that's beautiful. There's other, even though the world is really looking cruddy, France is looking at all this, smoke, look to see what is going to be beautiful coming out of that. We're going to see a lot of transformations, a lot of new, technologies coming in to, rebuild a cathedral. So, there's a lot of beauty that is going to be coming out of this. And this has so much love and of leadership potential that is coming through with this card as well. So then we have Pravati. And she brings us about devotion, how we need to be devoted to ourselves, devoted to our families. We need to cut out different people that keeps us from being successful, or that says that we cannot do anything that brings us glory. What the heck is that? It's like, as long as we don't get a big head, we can accept those things. So she brings into the month of October, and October is about the 10th month, but in the 8th, which is abundance and the bear and going through the natural cycles. Then we come into a lazy, and she's about revelations, that things are coming to the table and being revealed. And I love this because it's so divine, and it's like the reflections are coming to the table. And this brings us into July, into independence. then we're going to get our independence, and we're going to feel that because we're going to be so successful. Then April 19th is about being purified and loving on. We've gone through the cleanse. We've gone through all this hardship and karmic things. This is about the Passover, which is the passing over the firstborn, and how that comes into that it was the firstborn who we see now as getting all of the attention, but it was actually the secondborn who took a breath that got the attention. And I kind of see it as a minor. So in man and woman, the woman is the minor, and how that minor is coming to the surface and being that leadership that we are needing. We also have full moon, which is also back in Libra in Aries. So we have the cards of the also about the throat, which is about connecting, but review and contemplate. So this is, look at everything you have accomplished, right? You had a successful day yesterday. Now you're looking at, okay, I did all this stuff, and it's like, congratulate yourself. Have the victory dance when you're in closed doors, when you're out with your friends, and decide what's next. Because we all have to keep going into our journey. You don't want to be stagnant for too long. Stagnancy is not the same as rest and rejuvenation. So don't be distracted, and be the real you when you are coming up with all these beautiful things. Then we have ocean, which is about generosity, and how ocean is about, water again, and how deep the ocean is, and how deep our generosity can be. And we can't, even though you may not have money to do it, hey, you could come up with ideas. You can use your talents. You can use your skills. You don't have to use money to be generous. Sometimes it's just a kind word, or is the act of kindness of giving cards. So that's where the concept of using tarot and oracle cards come from, using American greeting cards, right? Okay, so then we have Mary. Mary means bitterness, but how she becomes the light of God and the mother of God, and she sees amazing miracles through her son and even through her lineage. She is a Kahil of Kahils, and she brings in the month of August. Again, we're looking back onto, somebody who can understand the signs, somebody who can see those signs and say, this is where we're heading. So this is what's going on. And then 24, Isis comes to the table. Did you know that Mary and Isis are actually the same thing, just a different name? The story of Horus and Jesus are the same thing, but there's two other different stories about it. But they knew that Israel, that they would keep the continuation of the incantations for the manifestation of a woman that's coming to the table. So yeah, that's the minor, is the woman. She is about rebirth, and I see her as the I am of the I am, because it means to be. If you take a is. So she's about rebirth and regeneration, and how everything is coming into this rebirth, and we're needing all these new ideas now. Again, she is with this month of June of weddings, and things are coming to the table for beautiful ideas that are coming. So don't turn them off, write them down, because we're needing them. So April 20th is about the Daughter's Day. It is Sabbath. It's about the sitting day. It's about returning, O Lord, to the many thousands of Israel. And it's about being still and know that God is God. What I am God. Psalms 46:10. This is also about the soul and the third eye, and we're talking about our souls within our bodies as well, and then our root system, and that everything that is coming out is just like, I didn't know that. That's why things of the old, because the manifestation of divine feminine is already here. So things that have to go from the past to bring us to the forward. So that comes to the table is 5 of action. The 5 of action is that your angels want to know that whatever your current challenge is, that is making you assertive. It's making you self-confident. It's giving you courage. So all of the trials and tribulations is making you a very strong person. So be willing to stand up for yourself when it's called for, but remember, truth does not need to be defended. You can say your truth and just stand in it. You have the right to excuse yourself from drama. All right, negative things. You can just cut that out because that's what God is coming to do. This is, again, a card about May and asking permission of the goddess Maya, giving her the first fruits and giving her a gift in order to get things from her. And if it's in the favor of the good of humanity or in the good of your family, those things are going to be given to you. So 46 is gold. She is about the future. So I kind of like, it's about the skull and it's about the face. The D is about our heart and how all of these things is leading us from what we know that is coming from the vision and from our speech, but it's being heart led. It's bringing, the future, the things that we're doing today will bring so much generosity into this future. And, but don't dwell too much in this future because we still need to be present. Make your plans, make your actions, and how you're going to attain that. Now, this is assigned to the month of November, and November is about Veterans Day, right? Those who gone on before us, those who have been in the firing squad. Some made it, some didn't, but it makes us stronger as a nation. And just know that you can use this as a metaphor for our own personal life. And about Thanksgiving, when we had nothing and we get a little bit and we share the abundance, and then we thank God. We thank the people who helped us. It's a lot about thankfulness and how we got here. And then 42 is Persephone, but I like it's for the speech of phone, or for the speech of from a long distance. She talks about inexperience, and you might feel like, oh, I'm inexperienced right now, but to know that everything that you're going through is giving you experience. So you're only going to be here for a little while, and then we're going to learn into something different, which is going to put us back here again. But it's going to be going into beautiful circles and moving us forward. She brings into the month of October, which is about all things pure, because All Hallows Eve is about the vitalities of life of all things pure. So she brings into Columbus, which Columbus had 3 ships, the 3 ships of journey, the 3 ships that brought a woman who was the Mary, who was the painted one, and who was the little girl. Okay, so, and it brought the purities, the Purims. So, all this is starting to make sense, right? Then we have, wrong one. We have the goddess of wisdom, Midas, that comes where she made herself small, but no more. Women, we're coming to the table, and God is making this larger, and we have this wisdom that we can share with others, and that is going to be appreciated now, because the things that we've been doing is and look at all the things that is happening into the weather, is that we're bringing in this wisdom now that is going to be expanding into something better. Okay, something new, something that is going to bring so much healing to the world and inspiration for others. And she brings into September, which is our 9th month, but it's the 7th fire. And it's just like with a little bit of a breath that you can hoof this ember into a really strong fire. And it comes into like your grandparents' day, and we honor them. It comes into a Labor Day, which is not about hard work. It's actually taking that day off and do reflection on how far you came. And usually school starts during this time as well. So then we come into Sunday, which is Soul's Day. It's the sun. It's Easter. And I want to go back into the historic part of Easter, which is about the woman, because Jesus came as the friend, which is Ruth. Ruth means the friends. So he brings everything back, that all the things that are being dead and gone, is something new is being awakened and it's given life. And we need to remember those things, okay? Because these things are going to be important. Mem is about memory and it's about water. Then we have, our crown, we have our throat chakras and our solar plexus, and all these things is like God is raising the family through knowledge. Okay, so we have the ace of thought that comes to the table. It's a new beginning, is a new thought process, and there might be a course correction that you're going, it's like, I was thinking this way and poof, I'm going to do a 90-degree change or a 180-degree change, or I'm going to go to the right now instead of going to the left. So, and that all of these things are bringing another brilliant idea to the table. And it's important to communicate clearly today and thoroughly with others who are involved with this idea as well, because maybe it's a joint effort. So don't be dissuaded by the little changes. The angels are with you and guiding you. So we have Athena, which is the goddess of knowledge, and she brings in this knowledge for us. And this is like the perfect time to do that course correction, put something on the sidelines and build on something that is new that's coming to the table. January, looking through the past, looking to the future, but staying aware. All right, we need to be aware at all times of what's going on. And then we have Kuan Yin, who is a divine feminine in compassion and love. I have met so many people who claim that they're these religious people but have no compassion. It's all about business. It's all about business. I don't care if you're a Christian. I don't care, if you're a Jew. It's like, it's all about, the business, but they have no compassion. Do you think those people are going to come into the kingdom of heaven on earth? I don't think so. So she also, we're being brought into compassion because we have been there. We have done that. And the people who have not been where we are at, they don't have that understanding and they can't come to a compassion. And the people that are making the new world, they're the ones who are making it better, because we know. We know. And so she also is the month of June, the goddess of Juno, of bringing couples together, and of the hearth and home. How beautiful is that? Then we have Shakti, which is transformation. So this is probably something even into your own personal journey. Our journey as a humanity is coming and changing, but this is also about a personal transformation. That's why there's going to be changes, because it's like, wait, I was thinking this way, but maybe it's this way. And there's no wrong and right answer. There really isn't, because God is good and bad, and God can see light and dark, because God had to go through all those things for us to even go through. And she brings into the month of November, which is the new fire, the dove, the Shekinah, the glory of God, and just with a little bit of God's breath, it flows and it charges us up. And again, this is about going through the horrible bad stuff, that miracles are coming to the table, that we give thanks and we're generous and we give to others. And definitely to all of you who are veterans in your journey, you're doing a great job, and this is a beautiful week to keep moving forward. So thank you for sharing and liking my channel, and I look forward to doing the third week of April in the next few days.